On a cold morning in Denver many years ago, James Bain sat across a conference table from a client whose future depended on the outcome of a case. The legal questions were technical. Statutes, procedures, and precedent formed the framework of the dispute. From the outside, it looked like another complex matter moving through the legal system. However, as the conversation unfolded, Bain began to understand what was really at stake. The client explained how the outcome would affect not only finances but the stability of the family, its reputation, and the direction of the years ahead. In that moment, Bain recognized something that would impact the rest of his career. "I realized I wasn't just managing legal problems," Bain said. "I was helping someone who trusted me during an extremely stressful time." That realization became a quiet turning point. For Bain, the practice of law would never again be simply about legal arguments or courtroom victories. It would be about judgment, preparation, and guiding people through decisions that carry real weight. The path that led him there began decades earlier. Bain graduated from the University of Connecticut in 1972, earning his degree cum laude and joining the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society. 4 years later, he graduated from the University of Florida College of Law, also cum laude. Before entering the profession, Bain spent time working as a carpenter subcontractor during a strong construction market. The work was steady, but the future was less certain. As he thought about the long term, he knew physical labor would not be sustainable forever. He began considering whether to pursue an MBA or a law degree. The decision ultimately came down to curiosity. "Early on, I was drawn to the structure and logic of the law," James Bain, Colorado said. Complex problems could be analyzed, argued, and resolved through careful reasoning and controlling legal authority. He was also influenced by the lawyers he observed early in his life. "I saw how attorneys could advocate for others, protect rights, and bring clarity to difficult circumstances," Bain shared during a recent interview about his life and career. That mix of intellectual challenge and meaningful responsibility made the choice clear. Soon after law school, Bain joined the Tennessee Valley Authority Legal Department, which had a staff of roughly 90 attorneys. It was an early proving ground. In 1980, as a TVA trial attorney, he was placed in charge of the authority's damage analysis team in uranium antitrust litigation, MDL 342. The case ultimately resulted in a $250 million recovery from Gulf Oil for the client. For a young lawyer, the experience was formative. It required mastering complex economic evidence, coordinating analysis teams, and presenting arguments in a high-stakes national case. It also reinforced something Bain already believed about the profession. Talent helps, but preparation and work ethic matter more. "In my experience, success rarely comes from talent alone," he said. "Working harder than your opponent is what leads to success." In 1985, Bain joined Roth & Braga, a highly respected Colorado law firm with a strong reputation in commercial and construction law. His rise was quick. Within a year, he became a partner. The pace reflected both his legal skill and his work ethic. Bain approached litigation with thorough preparation and direct communication. Clients knew where they stood. Opposing counsel knew they were dealing with someone who came prepared. In 1990, he became a partner at Braga and Winters. Over time, he helped shape the direction of several firms before becoming a founding partner of Benjamin Bain and Howard in 2004. The firm later expanded in 2009 when attorney Al Cohen joined, becoming Benjamin Bain, Howard & Cohen. The firm quickly gained recognition within Colorado's legal community. All 4 partners were selected as super lawyers, and Newsweek Showcase selected the firm for its Colorado lawyer profiles, identifying it as a boutique commercial real estate law firm in Denver. Alongside private practice, Bain remained deeply involved in the legal profession itself. For more than 20 years, he served as editor of the Construction Forum section of the Colorado Lawyer, the official publication of the Colorado Bar Association. In that role, he helped guide discussions around emerging issues in construction law and legal practice. He also chaired the Legal Advisory Committee for the Associated General Contractors of Colorado for 5 years, helping bridge the gap between the construction industry and the legal system. His work eventually extended into arbitration as well. Bain became a member of the National Panel of Arbitrators for the American Arbitration Association, handling commercial and construction cases. The combination of courtroom experience, Writing and professional leadership gave Bain a reputation as both a practitioner and a legal thinker within his field. Throughout his career, Bain also contributed to the broader legal conversation through writing and teaching. His articles examined shifts in construction law, negligence claims, and evolving legal standards affecting builders, contractors, and property developers. Among his published works were pieces such as Negligence, The Construction Claim Panacea, In the Colorado Lawyer, Let the Builder Vendor Beware, The Demise of Caveat Emptor in Colorado, and Landmark Changes in Colorado Construction Law. These articles helped explain legal developments that were reshaping how construction disputes were handled in Colorado courts. Bain also wrote for the University of Denver Law Review and frequently spoke at legal seminars hosted by organizations such as the Colorado Bar Association, the American Bar Association, and the Real Estate section of the Colorado Bar. For him, the writing process mirrored the discipline of litigation. Law requires analytical precision and sound judgment, Bain said. Rules and precedents must be applied thoughtfully in real-world situations. His work earned recognition within the profession. Bain received the Civil Litigation Writing Award for 1986-87 from the Colorado Bar Association and was selected for Outstanding Lawyers of America, an honor limited to 100 attorneys per state. He was also included in marquee Who's Who in American Law, Who's Who in America, and Who's Who in the World. However, Bain tends to downplay awards when reflecting on his career. What matters more to him, he says, is the trust placed in lawyers by their clients. Credibility is an attorney's most valuable asset, Bain said. Reputation is built over decades and can be lost in a moment. That philosophy shaped how he practiced law. He focused on preparation, transparency with clients, and professionalism with opposing counsel. Even in contentious cases, he believed civility mattered. At 76, Colorado attorney James Bain reflects on success differently than he did earlier in his career. For years, the profession measured progress through courtroom victories, complex cases, and professional recognition. Bain achieved all of those milestones. Today, however, he places greater value on something less visible. The documents get lost and the newspapers turn yellow, Bain said. The impacts you make last forever. Some of those impacts have come through mentorship. Bain recalls meeting a young professional who had recently entered the legal field. The young man was intelligent and capable but struggled with self-doubt, feeling out of place among more experienced attorneys. Bain recognized the feeling immediately. He had experienced it earlier in his own career. Rather than offer quick reassurance, he shared his own experiences, including setbacks and moments of uncertainty. Over time, those conversations helped build confidence. When the young lawyer was later offered an opportunity that pushed him beyond his comfort zone, his instinct was to decline. Bain encouraged him to take it. Confidence doesn't come before action, Bain said. It comes after. The young professional accepted the challenge and went on to succeed. Years later, he told Bain that those conversations had made the difference. Experiences like that have redefined how Bain defines success. The most lasting influence, he believes, often comes through encouragement, mentorship, and the willingness to share hard-earned lessons. Maintaining balance also became essential over the course of his career. After demanding workdays, Bain often turned to exercise to reset mentally. Basketball, soccer, cycling, and aerobic workouts helped him manage stress and maintain endurance through decades of litigation. He also values time with family and friends. I value spending time with family and friends, maintaining hobbies, and attempting to get adequate rest, Bain said. By staying active and setting boundaries, I've been able to sustain long-term productivity and well-being. Bain often points to investor Warren Buffett as an inspiration, citing his patience, discipline, and long-term thinking. At this stage of life, Bain believes those qualities matter more than ever. The ability to guide and encourage others may be one of the most powerful legacies we leave behind, he said. My personal and professional values are grounded in integrity, responsibility, discipline, and respect for others. Integrity lies at the center of everything. Credibility is an attorney's most valuable asset.